Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and this is a series of videos on investor profiles that are part of my Middle East fundraising database. The guide to Middle East capital includes the following. It has 325 company names, key contacts, the type of business, sectors of potential investment interest, websites, company emails, key contact emails, and key outreach strategy points. And the database will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Some key database statistics: about 185 or 57% of the companies are based in the UAE, 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, and 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups, so that's about 40%. This is the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights Beco Capital in UAE, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot: they're based in the United Arab Emirates. They're classified as an investment company and a venture capital firm. They focus on technology, fintech, and venture capital. Beco Capital provides growth capital and hands-on operational support for early-stage technology companies. They're one of the largest venture capital firms in Dubai, and they have a great track record when it comes to raising funds, not only for their fund, but also for the startup companies. Investor approach: founded in 2012, Beco Capital is a pioneering early-stage VC firm in the UAE, managing $450 million in assets. They're renowned for early partnerships with major regional success stories, consistently ranking in the top 10% globally. Company expertise: Beco Capital adopts a founder-first, sector-agnostic approach, investing in early-stage tech companies from seed to Series B. The fund's portfolio spans healthcare, education technology, fintech, enterprise technology, and SaaS, e-commerce enablers, and marketplaces. Geographic reach: while Beco primarily focuses on opportunities in the Middle East, its outlook is not bound by geographical constraints. The fund remains open to exceptional opportunities beyond regional borders, embracing a global perspective in the pursuit of unique ventures. Here are some of the previous funds that they've raised: $50 million in 2015, $100 million in 2018, and $210 in 2020. So this is a firm that has a large amount of assets to be able to use to fund startups. And here are some of the previous investments. Potential investment opportunities to approach them with, and you're going to see in my Excel spreadsheet a little bit later on in this video where I have actually prepared this exercise for all 325 of the companies. I've basically looked at their websites, I've looked at their previous history, I've looked at their press releases, I've looked at other groups in their same sector, and I've given 3 opportunities that you may be able to approach this group with investment opportunities. Now that does not mean that they're ready to invest in that today or tomorrow. It just means that in the past, given their past investment patterns and their existing philosophy, you might want to propose the following investment opportunities to a group like Beco Capital. 1, healthcare. 2, technology, financial services, and fintech. In fact, it's even broader for this group because they're one of the larger players in Dubai or UAE in specific. But that gives you a good general outlook of some of the main companies that they've funded in the past. One of the key benefits of my database is that it includes tips for investor outreach, and you're going to see this for all 325 companies just a little bit further on here coming up. Where you see the spreadsheet part of the presentation. So I actually have created this database for people who are doing their first fundraising in the Middle East. It's difficult to reach out to key people in the Middle East. Everything's not as transparent, and the contacts are not as public as you may see in other markets. So this database is specifically made for people who are going to be building their first database. I worked on this for a long time. You're going to see that a little bit further on the presentation. So key outreach touchpoints, if you know who the direct contact is, and in many cases in my database, it has a lot of contacts, CEOs, chairmen, founders, and it also has what I would call lower level contacts, such as associates, investment advisors, and directors. But these are the type of people you should be contacting first. For example, part of your email could include understanding Beco Capital's passion for tech entrepreneurship. Our initiative matches the companies in your portfolio. So when they receive that email, they're going to know that it's not a spam. So many people use these type of databases to spam pitch decks, spam investment presentations for all kinds of opportunities. And that's not what you should do with any database, and definitely not for the Middle East. Because if you send this to the chairman or the CEO that's listed in my database, the odds are they're going to do one of two things. They're going to delete it because they don't know you, or two, they're going to kick it down to somebody, again, at an associate level, investment advisor level, maybe a director level. So you may as well build those relationships first before you move up the ladder, because the people at the associate, investment advisor, director, even the vice president level, their job is to review presentations, and you know, they have to write reports on these to their chairmen and their CEOs every single month. So their job is to vet these. So if you go over their head, you're not going to gain any relationship with them, and you want to build a relationship with them. Now, if you don't know who the contact is, then you could use the approach like this. For example, you could use a subject heading collaborative ventures with Beco Capital. That could be your subject on your email. And then your key initial email approach line may include, we have a proposal we believe could resonate with Beco Capital's vision. Who would be our touch point at your firm? So now if you send that to their info at address, or their admin at address, or their HR address, and I've got a large amount of HR contacts in this database. I specifically put them in there for you to do this. And if somebody in HR receives that email, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to send you back a note saying you contact so-and-so, here's their email address, or they're going to they're going to forward that to the party that is best suited to handle it. So that's in-house accountability as well, because if they've sent that to an associate or an investment advisor, well, the good news is that person's going to follow up on it, because they do not want to ever hear back that whoever sent that presentation has sent it, somehow it gets to the chairman and they say, hey, I like this presentation, how come we never saw it before? So these are key things and the key strategies. You want to build relationships in the Middle East. Again, create a database of the key contacts, and that's what I've done here for you to start off with. You want to explore the focus of the company, but most of all, you want to understand their internal process of how they handle presentations. It's really key to handle that. These people at the associate level, investment advisor, direct level, they're going to help you understand deals they're working on, because they're easy to communicate with. That's their job. And you're going to get a lot of information from them, which may help you propose other opportunities to them. Now, when I was working in the Middle East, I helped develop our company's database using these exact strategies. Now, we were working on behalf of ultra high net worth individuals and groups, and again, ultra high net worth, so that's a different level. And you know, we were working in a large advisory firm, and a large amount of our opportunities were real estate assets, anywhere from $50 million to $250 million. So we didn't handle the small stuff. We handled hotels, land development, commercial offices, not only in the UAE, but on a global basis. So it's really important that you build the relationships in the right way. It's really going to help you for your fundraising efforts in the Middle East. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East Capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East or whether they're looking MENA or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are two what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third, which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact header. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR. And the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are two types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio? And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered as spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case I put subject request for direct contact with investment division, and then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts, 90 third tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts. For more information on this database, contact www.dubaiinvestorslist.com. That's dubaiinvestorslist.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.